Hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to another edition of the programs on Peculiar Heritage Foundation. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic, and it's none other than child upbringing. My name is Chizo Adisa, and I'm the director of Peculiar Heritage Foundation. Peculiar Heritage Foundation is a not-for-profit organization saddled with the responsibility of raising effective and accountable leaders who would become change agents, transforming and renewing their environmental, social, and economic climate of their nation and their world. So part of our missions is to talk about some important topics that could help the society, that could help people. And we usually have a last Saturday monthly meeting where we bring highly resourceful persons who would elaborate on topics that we begin on this edition on our program. Okay, so today we'll be talking about child upbringing. Proverbs 22 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it." So, especially as believers, we are saddled with the responsibility of deliberately, intentionally raising our children. We don't leave it to chances, right? Personally, I won't say I'm an authority on this topic, but ending of this month will be bringing on board someone who has good knowledge, great knowledge about this topic, who will expand on what the little I'm going to be sharing on this edition. If you are new to this channel, please encourage us by subscribing and liking and sharing this video with all of your contacts, and we'll be very grateful. Thank you so much. And if you're a returning subscriber, we love you very much. Thank you very much for always returning to watch our videos. So the saying that you should strike while the iron is still hot applies to child upbringing. When they are young, they are impressionable. They believe everything you tell them, especially as their parents. They see you as their mini god, So the way you relate with them will determine the kind of impression they'll have about God, their creator. So this is the point where we need to be intentional, like I mentioned previously, about raising these children. And from a very young age, especially as believers, professing Christians who believe in God and who are born again children of God, this is the best time to lead our children to Christ. From the age of 3, as young as that, fine, they may not understand the reality of what they are doing, but that's the first step. At the age of 3, we lead them to Christ. We let them say the sinner's prayer. They repeat after us. When they are 5, we repeat the same thing again. And then as they grow up, watching us do our family devotions morning and night, they are learning, they are picking up some daily habits, okay? And then by the time they are 7 to 9, we are repeating the same thing. All right, but I'd like to mention also that the best way to influence children is through our lives. We must model what we want to see in them. So however a child behaves is a reflection, I won't say all of the time, but it's a reflection most times of their parents. What they see their parents do, how their parents behave, is what they will involuntarily copy and act like. May God help us as parents, So another aspect that we Christians need to really work on is introducing personal Bible study to our children, introducing personal time with God. Yes, we do family devotions and all of that. We should also ingrain that habit in them to spend time individually with God, and they should have a time for Bible study. The same way we value them doing their assignments, their homework, reading for exams and all of that, we don't compromise with that. During exams, at times we may ask our children to stay back from attending fellowships and church programs so that they can concentrate. That's the same priority we should place on them, reading the Bible, studying it for themselves and knowing God for themselves. And it begins at a very young age. You can't begin to drum into a 15 or 16-year-old child to go and read your Bible every day, when it's not yet a habit. But if they begin early, like the age of 5, 4, 5, 6, depending on when your child begins to read. They begin to read it by themselves. You give them a notebook, they read and they write a memory verse or what they understood from what they read and all of that. It will go a very long way. And especially as parents, we also need to model this. If they see us doing what we ask them to do, they wouldn't find it difficult following suit. So this habit we'll try to ingrain in our children would help them develop as wholesome, God-fearing children as they enter into the world. We'll have less of societal delinquents around. We'll have less of children straying away and following bad influences and all, because God will already be formed in their hearts. Yes, I understand that some children still choose to go their own ways, no matter how much we try and all, but that's the place of prayer. As we do all these things, we are backing it up with prayer. But imagine if we don't do any of this, such a child, well, except God intervenes. So that is the aspect that many of us Christians need to really work on. And I believe that God will help us in this matter. I personally have started this discipline with my son. He's 5 years old, my daughter 6 years old, and I remind them and I attach the reward to it, so they are actually willing and excited to do it. If it means rewarding them for doing it, let it just become part of their daily routine first, and then with time they'll just see that they just can't do without carrying their Bible every blessed day. So that's just a part of child upbringing I'm here to speak about today. So by the ending of this month, during our last Saturday monthly meeting of Peculiar Heritage Foundation, we'll be having a very special guest and resource person who will be elaborating more on this topic, who will be adding flesh to it. Like I said, I'm not an authority on this topic, but this person, I don't think you want to miss that edition, the next edition of our last Saturday meetings, which usually holds on Zoom call. So I'll be sharing the link as soon as the time draws close, and the flyers will also be sent out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I hope we'll be able to put some of these tips or this particular tip into practice for those of us that have young children, or even those that have older children. It's never too late to begin. So it's my desire that every child gets to know God for himself. And this is Chizo Adisa, once again, the director of Peculiar Heritage Foundation. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel, share to your friends to help us grow, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.